block the way. So you come little, there's a lot of space there. You can occupy the ladies this side. It occupies the space there. Those who come later, they can sit.
So we'll sing Jai Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone to our Sunday Feast lecture. Today we are going to talk about a very special topic, and you can all help me in learning more on this subject. So what month are we going through right now? Everybody knows. Purushottam month. So Purushottam month, so every year we get a special sale during the 4 months of Chaturmas. Yes, no. So out of that, 1 month is a sale month. Right? But what month is that? Damodar month. Right? But Purushottam Mass is termed as super sale because this is once in 3 years. And it carries a lot more potency, spiritual potency, which we are going to cover today. So this month is special. Now, we can say all months are equal. How come this month is special? But out of so many ordinary things that we see and perceive in this world, there are always certain things which are special, right? Everybody goes to school, college, university, but some students out of them, they come out excellent, and they become big leaders, scientists, doctors in their professions. They do very well. Similarly, a lot of people turn 70 years old in their lifetime, but not many of them transform the whole world, just like our Srila Prabhupada did. So this is this is how this month is also special in the sense all months carry the potency of the Lord. All months carry spiritual potency. But the thing we're just going to summarize. So if you want me to elaborate on any, I can just speak on that. But there is a reference in Padma Puran about the importance or significance of Purushottam month, wherein Lord Krishna narrates the story to Pandavas, and then also there is a reference in our scriptures wherein Narad Muni goes to Badrik Ashram and hears the special narration and pastimes of this Purushottam month from Nar Narayan Rishi. Now, just to speak of a little bit of the glories of the Purushottam month, and before even we get there, why is the glorification needed? Why do we glorify something? So Srimad Bhagavatam begins with talking about one question which the rishis asked Suta Goswami, that what is the ultimate good for people in general? So the answer to that question, one of the shlokas which very beautifully says and substantiates what we are going to discuss today is Tasmad ekena mansa Bhagavan Satvatam Pati Shotavya Kirtitavyascha Pujas, what is that? Deyas Pujyascha Nityata. So what that means is that Tasmad ekena mansa, therefore we should with one pointed attention. Tasmad ekena mansa Bhagavan Satvatam Pati Krishna, who is the protector of the devotees. Tasmad ekena mansa Bhagavan Satvatam Shotavya, you should hear about him. Shotavya Kirtitavya, glorify. So Shotavya Kirtitavyascha Pujas Deyas Pujas Nityata. You should hear, you should do meditate on him, and pujas, you should worship him just like we do temple worship. So that supreme personality of Godhead should be worshipped, glorified, and all these things should be done. Why? So that living entity can become happy and peaceful. So the glorification that we do of the Lord and his devotees and his pastimes, his paraphernalia, and his Purushottam month is for our ultimate benefit. It is for our ultimate good. Because when we glorify such things, such times, then we ourselves become happy and peaceful. So getting into the glories of Purushottam Mass, I'm just going to quickly say Mount Kailash and the spiritual world, Vaikuntha Lokas, everywhere it is celebrated. So that is one of the distinctions. Then as I was saying, everything has a connection with Krishna. So all the months can be used or can be leveraged to serve Krishna, to remember Krishna, to glorify Krishna. But this month, because this month is Krishna himself, because this month's name is Purushottam. Who is Purushottam? Purushottam means Purush means person or male, right? Uttama. And one who is Uttam or topmost in all the Purushas or persons is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. So Krishna has given his personal name to this month. So that is why this month is glorified. And then just like, because Krishna has given this month his own name, so just like Krishna is worshipable, this month is also equally worshipable. And we know Kartik month, what we do in Kartik month, any good bad activity that we do, it results in 100 times more merit or demerit of that activity. But Purushottam month for the same activity can reap us 1000 times more benefit. So also in our scriptures it is said that if we bathe in Ganga for 12,000 years, or if we bathe in Ganga or Godavari during a very specific duration, which is the time when as per the zodiac signs, the Leo enters Jupiter. It's a very unique situation. So if we bathe in Ganga or Godavari around that time, that's also a very unique proposition. That result can be compared to just one time bathing in any of the holy rivers anywhere. So that is one of the benefits. So how can we, living in this Western world, we can bathe in these holy rivers? How can we do that? Because we do not get Ganga, Yamuna and Godavari. But what we can do is we can mentally invite all these rivers in our mind every day. For devotees, every activity is an act of service, is an act of devotion. So we can pray Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, Jale, Yasmin, Saraswati. right? So we can invite all the holy rivers. Or if we do not know this mantra, we can simply pray to all these rivers that please, oh Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, all these rivers, you please come here. And then next we chant, we purify ourselves by saying Om Pavitro Pavitro Va Sarva Vasthagato Piva Yasmale Kundalikakshan Sarvaya Vyantar Shuchi. So what we do is, we say anybody who remembers Kundalikaksha, Krishna, that person is purified internally and externally. So we can bathe, we can purify ourselves by living in the Western world, also inviting, requesting all these holy rivers to come and help us purify. That is not, that cannot be compared, that cannot be equated to what merit one can attain by just observing the fast of Purushottam Mass once. Also, all of you who are sitting here, for all of us, including myself, anybody who faithfully hears the glories of Purushottam month immediately gets rid of all his past sinful activities and attains Krishna Bhakti, and at the end of the life goes back home, back to Godhead. I'm not saying it, scripture says Hare Krishna. So, and Valmiki ji says that the result of fasting in Purushottam Mass is equal to 100 Ashwamedh Yajna. We do not have the possibility or practical, aspects to even do one Ashwamedh Yajna. But one who fasts or observes this Purushottam Mass, he gets the benefit of 100 Ashwamedh Yajnas. Beautiful part about this month is, in general, I don't know how much you understand the concept of as per our Vedic calendars, there are muhurats, right? What is a muhurat? Muhurat is a time when the sun planet enters some other planet, so that time becomes auspicious. Now the beauty about Purushottam Mass is that all 30 days, 24 hours is a muhurat. It's actually the best muhurat to do anything. Every time, every hour, every minute, every second is Brahma Muhurat. So right now, what time is it? It's 11:53. It's still Brahma Muhurat. So that's why we want to practice devotion as much as possible during this month. Because again, those of you who don't know, there are different muhurats to every day. It starts with Brahma Muhurat, which is the most auspicious time. And then, slowly and gradually, the modes of material nature, Sattva Gun, Raja Gun, Tama Gun, which is mode of goodness, passion and endurance, they take over. But in Purushottam Mass, every Muhurat is Brahma Muhurat, or is the topmost Muhurat. So we can practice devotion anytime. And that's why devotees try not to waste time. Even if we sleep at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, we are actually Brahma Muhurat. So we should think like that. So this is another glorification of Purushottam Mass. And then in general, again, as per our Vedic calculation, there are two calendars. There is the solar calendar, solar calculation, and there is lunar calculation. So generally, sun is considered superior, and Lord Ramachandra appeared in Suryavach. But Krishna, just to glorify Chandrama or moon, he appeared in Chandravansh. So the lunar calendar or the Chandravansh or moon also becomes glorified. Now why we are talking about that, it's because the very existence or appearance of Purushottam Mass is based on this simple fact. And what is that fact? How does this Purushottam Mass comes about? Right? We can ask, because a lot of times people in general say this is Adhik Mass or this is extra month. So how does this even come? So there are two calculations. Like I said, there is a solar calculation of the calendars and there is a lunar calendar. As per the solar calculation, how many days are there in a year? 365. As per the lunar calculation, there are about 354 days. Some extra time. So when we compare, when the rotation goes on for a few years, 2 or 3 years, there is a certain gap which is achieved. So in total there is about 30 days or 30 odd days which for 12 years. So that month, because that is the extra time, and just to kind of reconcile the solar and lunar calendars, this time is considered that extra month, and this is how it came about. And then, like I said, because this is the extra month, extra, anything extra which is unwanted. It is generally unwanted, right? For example, our body is beautiful. We have five fingers, but fortunately or unfortunately, somebody has an extra finger. In general, that is not concept. Of course, we respect. These are all as per our karma and everything. In general, we respect everything and every person. But in general, that is not considered a sign of beauty. So anything which is outgrown, overgrown, is not considered very auspicious. Similarly, this month which came out of nowhere, not nowhere, but basically which grew extra, and we kind of got this difference, is considered Adhik Mas, extra month, or Mal Mas. Why is it called Adhik Mas? Because it's extra and in general. But our acharyas say that we call this Adhik Mas because we should do more Adhik, more and more devotion in this month, and we get more merit, more benefit of doing the same spiritual activity. So that's how our acharyas perceive this Adhik Mas. And we also call it Mal Mas. What is Mal? Mal is dirt or stool, right? So that kind of. But our acharya says this is called Mal Mas because this mass has the potency or misgivings from our body. So that's how our acharyas perceive it. So then about and for every month, Surya Dev, he enters that particular planet to make it auspicious and auspicious times, which are good for certain activities, like as per our Vedic system, when we have to ashram point of view, it's marriage or any kind of sanskaras that we do, name giving ceremonies, everything that we do, they are done as per the Vedic. Now, because this was the extra month, sun god or Surya Dev, he refused. How many of us do not know the story of everything? Do not know the story of how this Purushottama month came. Everybody. Okay, I think I am instructed to speak a little about it. So, so the story begins from when one time Narad Muni, he visits Badrik Ashram to pay about the glorification of the Lord. System every month, every aspect of a Vedic life has a personality attached to it. For example, there is the personality of Kali Yuga. This time also that we are going through, this age that we are going through, it's called Kali Yuga. So there's a personification of Kali Yuga. We have also, as per our Vedic systems, they all are persons actually. All different directions are persons. So there's a personality to everything. So similarly, this Adhik Mas, there's a Devi, there's a lady who was the representative or the personification of this month. Now, since everybody from every month, so he said, okay, don't worry, I will take you to Lord Krishna and he will help you. So Lord Vishnu takes this Devi of Adhik Mas to Golok Dham, the topmost planet in the spiritual world, to Krishna himself. And it is also said in our scriptures that time Krishna was having his loving pastimes with the gopis. He was doing Ras Leela. And when Lord Vishnu approached. So when he approached and he saw that condition of Adhik Mas Devi, so and Vishnu Bhagwan narrated that how she's kind of miserable and all. Krishna says, you have come to Golok Dham. I mean, first of all, from Vaikuntha nobody gets any miseries, and out of that Golok is a topmost planet. And you're so miserable. She said yes, because nobody has accepted me. Krishna said yes, nobody has accepted you because I am going to accept you. And I am going to give you my name, I am going to give you my potency, I am going to give you my everything, so that you become as equally glorified in all the worlds as I am. So that's how, again, just speaking in short, Krishna called all the months, all the personifications, all different months, and he said, you all give her your potency, and she will have 100 times more potency, from the topmost of you, which is the Kartik month. So this is how this happened. Now there is another narration here which comes, as I was saying, from Padma Puran, wherein Krishna visits the Pandavas when they were going through their Vanvas, right? When they were exiled to the forest. So Krishna went to them, and Pandavas at that time, they were living in Kamevan. Again, I hope with your permission I can speak a little about that pastime as well. So Krishna visits Kamevan, and Pandavas were kind of obviously suffering a lot at that time, and Pandavas, they got their life back as much when they saw Lord Shri Krishna, and they started worshipping and serving him. And then Krishna was very sad to see the condition of his devotees like that, and he said, uh, why you are so in such a miserable condition of life. There are actually two reasons for it. The first reason is because you are in this going through all these difficult times. Recently, the Purushottam mass went by, and you ignored this month. You did not do any special activities in this month. So that is how all these calamities have come upon you. And the second reason is Muni. So she also got this kind of this curse wherein all her bodily luster was gone, and then later on she worshipped Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, and obviously she worshipped Lord Shiva, or did the austerities, so difficult austerities which so many rishis could not even think about. She did that for 9 months. Lord Shiva said, okay, Tathastu, this is what you got. You asked for it. You asked for it 5 times, so you'll get 5 husbands. She said, how? How can I, any lady have, 5 husbands? This is like a very, abominable thing for any woman to have more than one husband. How can I have 5 husbands? Lord Shiva said, this is on 2 counts. One, you asked for it, and 2, the reason why you asked for it is because of your offending the Purushottam mass. So, this is going to happen, but I'm also going to every boon, every curse, it has a boon also attached to it, especially when it comes from Lord Shiva, who the topmost is Mahadev, who's the topmost of all the demigods. He said, it's not going to happen in this lifetime. It's going to happen in the next lifetime. When you will be, and I am also going to give you a benediction wherein you will not be born out of a yoni, which means you will not be born out of the normal biological process. You will come out from yajna, right? Agni of the yajna. You come out of the fire of yajna. So that is one. And 2, the 5 husbands that you will get married to, they will not be ordinary people. They will be all very pure devotees of Krishna. So I'm going to leave you with all these benedictions. So that's what happened, and then because all these things happened, because of Draupadi's curse in that last life, she also, because of her, the karmas, or the difficult time, as Krishna himself. But still, as we see, when Draupadi worshipped Lord Shiva, what was her desire when he started his worship? What was she lacking? Husband. She wanted husband. And after the worship was complete, what did she ask for? Husband. Same thing, right? So the desire did not change. But when we take an example of Dhruv Maharaj, why did he started worship Lord Narayan? Because he wanted kingdom and his father. And what did he end up asking? He wants nothing. He wants nothing. Of course, he got everything, but the desire also changed. So this is the difference when we worship demigods and we worship Lord Krishna, Purushottam himself, right? So that obviously the desire or the propensity also changes when somebody worships the demigods versus they worship Lord Krishna himself. Then, just to speak a little bit more about glorification, there is some narration in the Brahma Naradiya Upanishad, not Brahma Naradiya Puran, Brahma Naradiya Upanishad, wherein Lord Shiva speaks of the glories of Purushottam month to Mother Parvati. Because, like I said, this Purushottam month is celebrated in Kailash and in spiritual worlds. So, one day before the beginning of this Purushottam month, and obviously we are kind of towards the end of it, but we kind of celebrate it every day. But one day before the beginning of Purushottam month, all the Kailashvasis, they dance, they do Sankirtan, just because the Purushottam month is arriving. So they did that, they celebrated that, and then one of the very, very important things that is recommended is that this month, of course we do, as per our capacity, we should. Few things which are recommended, like I said, one, as I already spoke, we should do snan in this month, bathing. So I hope everybody is taking a bath every day. Benediction, or the biggest dharma in this human form of life, is for us to be able to do some dhan. We should do some charitable activities, that too when it is in connection with Purushottam, Lord Shri Krishna. And so this month of Purushottam is the best time, best of all times. When I'm saying that, it's best of all months, all periods, everything is the time to give any kind of dhan, especially when even the Vedas, they have stopped at the point where they said, there is nothing beyond this Purushottam Mass, there is no glorification beyond, we can do about this month. We can do about this month. So we spoke about Purushottam month, and then we also spoke about keeping a vrata in this month, or upvas. So what is upvas in general understanding? How do we fast? Because devotees may ask this question: how do we fast? What do we do? I know we are all doing towards the end of it, but whatever time is left, what is the best we can do? So vrata means upavas, as we know. So one meaning is, as we all know, upvas means residing nearer to the Lord. So we should try to engage in as much as possible Krishna Katha, Krishna Kirtan, Japa, chanting, preaching the glories of the Lord, doing book distribution, whatever services we can engage ourselves in. All those things, but other thing we should try and do in simple terms is just take the first two steps of surrendering process, which is anukulena sankalpa pratikulasya varjana. That do anything which is favorable towards Krishna consciousness, and try to prohibit anything which is not favorable. So you already know, especially the four regulative principles that we follow, most of us follow, which is no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, or no gambling. We should all try to follow this, especially in this month. We should be very careful about it. And other things as well, like prohibitive activities, whatever are there, we should try to avoid. But at the same time, trying to engage in anukulena sankalpa. Take a sankalpa or determination of doing things which are practical or recommended for our growth of Krishna consciousness. So this is what he said, that is also allowed. Of these, that is not recommended. But for devotees, everything is bhakti, right? Because the house they buy, they try to engage that in service of Krishna by making that a temple of Krishna. So you can buy a house, you can do griha pravesh. You want to get married, you can get married as well. But yes, if our consciousness is not up to that level, then we should avoid and postpone. But generally, karmakandis, people who are on the karmakand platform, they say, okay, don't do any auspicious activity. Because this is again the same mindset that this is a rejected month, this is not a good month. But we are saying, as devotees, we say that this is the best month for doing devotional activities. And if we think that our marriage is a devotional activity also, then why not do it? Does that answer the question?
So we all know bhakti is unconditional.
Yeah.
So it means we worship Krishna. But most of the time, Krishna is the month. So what can I get if I do this activity? So start with the business mentality, things if you do get the result. So now the clock shifting in a sense. So there's a provision this month gives for that kind of future mentality, but that's not bhakti. So how do we do this?
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji, for asking this question. Of course, this is for my own purification that you're asking me this question. Hare Krishna, sorry. Yeah, so I'll repeat his question. His question is, and Prabhu, correct me if I didn't get it right. But Prabhu is saying, in general, but have some kind of aspiration in mind, some kind of an ultimate benefit. So how come this vrat of Purushottam month, which is giving us so many allurements that we are going to, if you do this, we are going to go to that, going to get that, if you do something else, you're going to get that benefit. So bhakti is unconditional. Bhakti is anyabhilasha shunya. So how come this is, how come this is more like a business transaction, right? Was that your question? So, of course, you all can answer that. So there are two aspects to it. Again, like I said, it depends on one's consciousness. When we are at the start of our spiritual or devotional life, we should take advantage of these special offers, these special sales, which happen because fallen souls like me, this is a great elevate my consciousness. So I should